Hello and welcome to the post-match review of Manchester United's win 3-0 to Southampton away, continuing the record, at least for a few more years, of not losing to them. I don't know how many that makes now, but I recall seeing a lot about it. We didn't lose the record, we kept it going. Decent game. It started at 5:30 a.m. I just noticed again, I haven't turned the lights on yet because it was just too much, but I think this is okay. Anyway, it was an interesting game. You know, the first half was bad. I think United were pretty poor. I mean, even when they were scoring, even they scored a couple of goals, but that game could have gone a different way entirely. I think there's definite positives to take away, and when you get a win and all that, you know, you want to take those positives. But certainly, I think there's aspects that weren't convincing. Obviously, United were getting pretty ripped apart to start the game, getting controlled. And there was not a lot of support. I thought the midfield was bad mostly the whole game. You know, the sub for Ugarte on late we'll talk about. But I thought the midfield was kind of poor. Mostly, you know, of course, out of possession. It was poor. There was not a lot of support being offered from Eriksen to Dalot and the coverage they were getting through there. Kobbie Mainoo was struggling to keep up with the spaces. And in possession, we give away the penalty after Southampton are controlling the game, and you think, oh man, this is going to get ugly because they had a few other good chances besides that before. But Onana stepped up. He had a really good game. He's been someone under a lot of critique recently. There was a lot of criticism of him. I think he'd had a much better game. Solid, his possession, not going long all the time, playing out the back when we wanted to, but making the penalty save. You know, certainly that game could have gone totally different if he doesn't make that save. So big props to Onana there. Matthijs de Ligt also made a lot of game-changing, goal-saving tackles and defending and all of that. I thought he was immense. I mean, especially after all of the, you know, the stuff that's gone on, you know, all the stuff that's gone on in the international break, you know, to come out confident, all of that, make all those great defensive stops, but then as well, scoring the goal, opening it up the game, the winning goal in the end, since it was a clean sheet. Really nice performance from him. And Rashford getting back on the goals, a really nice, clever finish through traffic, right into that corner. Love that. Good for his confidence, good for everything to kind of put the game in control. And then in the second half, United were mostly cruising. You know, Southampton were poor. United were able to control the game better in the second half. And one of the things I really want to say and I really want to point out is that I continue to say this in the analysis of the way that we play football. When we slow the game down, we are so much better. When we control the game, we are so much better. When we build up the attack, when we use the fullbacks, when we use the overlaps, when we use the numbers and we let our team come into the attack, we are so much better and we create much better chances. We made a really good chance to Zirkzee on that. I think it was a tough one for him to finish, but then there was a later one he should have definitely finished. The goal at the end from that overlap, and yeah, they were down to 10 men by there. But honestly, we could have scored 4, we could have scored 5, you know. I specifically want to highlight Zirkzee, though, as well in this kind of discussion, because I thought he was absolutely incredible. I understand, you know, he should have scored that goal. The first one was really tough. He had a defender all over him, sliding in to just get a touch on it. That's a tough finish. But the second chance, he definitely should have. He should have finished that. But regardless, you know, he had an incredible game. And I think he was really good. Very key to the whole thing working was Zirkzee. I think without him linking up play, dropping into the spaces, I mean, being an extra midfielder, we would not have got anything out of this game. He was vital, vital, vital to it. I would love to see a pass map. I'm sure there's. I'm hoping there's a few stats and things come out while I'm recording this, so I could switch over to the to the stats on it, because it was incredible to me. It was fantastic. What he was doing in the game, and look, and the other positive of it that you don't always is that he was not just dropping in, but getting back into the box too. Getting back into the box, and that's something you don't always see. From those strikers who don't get in. You know what I mean? Like, hang on one second. When you see these strikers who drop in, like we saw with Anthony Martial at times in the past, right? Oh, good. This thing is available. I was just looking because I wanted to see the pass maps and things like that from. Interesting. Yeah, I wanted to see the pass maps and all that. But the you don't always see those strikers, those 9.5s who drop in, getting back into the box. We saw at times with Anthony Martial, he would be good at linking a play, but wouldn't always bust a gut to get in there. Well, Zirkzee was doing it. He had a really good shot from outside the box, some really good link up with Rashford. That partnership has been coming along. There was really good 1-2s between them throughout the entire game that allowed us to get down the pitch where they were just playing through the opposition, and I thought that was beautiful. He had a couple good shots, good opportunities, but he was dropping in and then getting into the box and getting on the end chances. The finishing will come. Not a prolific goal scorer, but I think what he brings to the table is so good for how we play football. I think it's vital for how we play football. So that was a real positive. Again, the midfield I think was a real negative. And it's a concern. It's supposed to be your engine. It's supposed to be your strong point. And for the most part, I felt we kind of avoided it. I thought Bruno, he had the assist for the first goal of the set piece, but I thought he was pretty poor. Again, very, very wasteful. I thought Eriksen was better in possession, but not great out of possession. And I'm hoping Ugarte can fix this. He came on. I think he did really well in his cameo. He made 2 or 3 tackles already. Completed a few passes. I thought he was really good. And you can see he was getting really high up the pitch to try to win the ball up, control the game more. But all of our attacking chances, our best ones, came from slowing the play down. Rashford, there was like an overlap that led to the corner that led to that. It was on that left side. I think 2 of our set pieces were like that, from these different plays, creating corners where we were overlapping and creating pressure. We had a few good cutbacks in there, a couple other chances. So those were the positives. Now, let's look at some stats. Let's look at some things here. So I like this Mark R stats bot thing. Here's us. So you can see they had a really good chance before we scored. This could have gone a bit differently, but we had a couple good chances too. This is their, the XG. We did well. This is where Zirkzee could have scored. I thought that was a tough chance, but look, we did well. This was good. And we were creating opportunities after the red obviously spiked a bit more. They had good chances because of the penalty and stuff, but we did control the game well, especially in the second half. This pass map is still a little bit wonky, but you can see the gaps in the midfield, right? But we did well going around, and this is a bit weird, but there are good things with this. Getting the interplay between these center mids and the wingers and getting up the pitch, I think is important. Dalot is still too deep for me. Mazraoui was offering a lot of support on the overlap, and we saw when Dalot switched to the right, he did the same. I think it's a confidence issue with the left foot. Maybe it's instructions, whatever it is. I think we could have done better there. The field tilt was good. The defensive line was not particularly high. I think we could have done better there. Possession, threat, XG. I mean, good numbers, and you kind of expect that. A lot of shots in here. You can see, this was 2 Zirkzee chances in here that unfortunately didn't count as goals. Didn't get goals out of it, but, one I think he should have finished. The other one was tough. It's a high chance, but it's tough. Here's the goal. There's the Ligt goal. Here are the two best chances of the game right there. A few others, you know, but good, but nice. Ahmad was exceptional again in his progressions, in his ability, getting up the play, finding, drawing the defense around, switching, getting him into space and progressing the ball forward is, a real positive. I didn't see, what is it? It doesn't seem to have our subs on here for some reason. I was looking for Zirkzee. Oh, there's Zirkzee. Okay, there it is. And he's not progressing the ball because he's dropping it and pushing it backwards. But yeah, Ahmad was really good again for sure. I wanted to see this. High turnovers here. This was good. We pressed a bit better later. And I think this was even at the end of the game, actually. This is okay. Our buildup was better. Our deep entry's better. Look, and obviously it's hard to look at it. Look at this, though. Christian Eriksen. See, I thought he was good in possession. Bruno's up here too, for sure, but I thought he was good in possession. I thought Eriksen was quite good creating play. Interesting stuff. Look at this. This. Getting in the right positions, Zirkzee, Ahmad, Ligt. Ligt was getting in really good areas. You can still see that Marcus is not really getting the ball in dangerous areas, but this is received, right? So this is if you're receiving the ball in dangerous areas. We need to get Rashford closer to the goal still to get more chances, but he did well to finish it. Zirkzee's getting in the... I mean, Zirkzee's doing everything but the finish, right? He's really good. They made a lot of errors, Southampton, losing the ball in dangerous areas. We did too. This is too many, to be fair, but anyway, I like looking at these things. Clusters of pass attempts. Nice. This is good. I mean, this is better. This is better. More even down both sides, which was nice. Interesting. Look at that. It's just interesting seeing kind of the flow. We still avoid the middle, though. You notice that? Look at how much more they go through the middle than us, and we're still like, it's just interesting to see that, because that would be my negative takeaway. This was really good. Our ways into the final thirds were really nice. A really good balance. 10 passes, 8 carries. We don't cross the ball together that much, but this was good. I mean, I thought it was a lot better in the final third, how we balanced the play, how we attacked, and really positive there overall. I wanted to highlight a few guys, right? Oh, there you go. Zirkzee, you can see on his heat map, he's getting all over the place. Dropping in, linking up play, but then still darting to the box. To me, that is the perfect 9.5 false 9 type of striker heat map. Not drifting too wide like Martial would do, where he'd be red out here or here, but drift into the middle, dropping in to support the midfield, and then still getting into the box. Rashford, again, a bit wide for me. Like I said, I'd like to see him receiving it in more dangerous areas, but he got in there. Got his goal. He got his goal, Finally. His first shot on target. You know what? I just realized. This is his first game shooting, and he scores. He had not had a shot before this game. Finally gets an attempt to shoot and scores. 3 on target. He had a good one. He had a good one after that dipped over for a corner. Another good one before that. I think one of them that led to the corner that led to a goal. Zirkzee, got to make those chances count, right? That was the main thing. I think one of those is tough, but this was good. He was brilliant on the ball. I thought he was really, really brilliant on the ball, right? I thought Zirkzee was so good linking play up. And then Ahmad was exceptional again. He's getting a lot more touches than Rashford. Creating chances, got the assist. He got an assist? What was the assist? Why does it say he got an assist? Am I going crazy? First goal, Ligt. Where's the assist? Where did he get an assist from? Did he get an assist? On the Dallo was the one to Garnacho. Did he pass it to Rashford when Rashford shot? Did he get an assist there? Maybe he did. I don't know. But anyway, Ahmad was great. Ahmad was great. Yeah, really good. 6 passes, 6 key passes, a lot of touches, a lot of involvement. I'd like to see, again, Rashford getting as much as him. He gets the ball about half as much. Point being, if we can attack the play more, then they both can get a lot of touches and be more dangerous. But I thought that was really good. Zirkzee got more involved more than the winger. And that's a good thing because I thought the midfield was pretty poor. I thought the midfield was bad. I thought, Bruno gets an assist for sure. But I also think he was pretty wasteful. Also working really hard, a lot of possession losses. It wasn't terrible, but I did think he rushed the play and was wasteful. I thought Eriksen was better in possession, 93% passing, safer, but out of possession, I don't think he offered that much. And I think Kabi had a tough game. Still good in possession, but still he's doing too much work, If we look, he's going to end up being top of tackles and interceptions for the league again. And that's not great. Ligt, man of the match for me. Absolutely imperious performances from him. 3 of 3 in the air, 92% passing, scoring the goal. Could have had another. Brilliant performance. Onana was good. Lissandro, I think, is fine. Ligt had a cramp. Mazraoui, I think, is injured. And I think we're going to have to keep an eye on that one. That one is concerning because I think he was injured. And that's not great. And but I would ideally hope that we can get I ideally hope we could get Amas on the left and Dalot on the right for Barnsley, and then Shaw will be back and we should be okay for Mazraoui. But De Ligt should be fine, Maguire should be fine. Lissandro, we'll see. I would consider starting Maguire and De Ligt together, though. I would definitely consider that. For Barnsley, anyway, just to be safe. Hopefully, Mount back soon, Højlund back soon, Euro back in a while, and Shaw back. But these 3 will help us with the depth. I would really, and then there was Ugarte, right? He came on. We'll talk about Garnacho too. I don't want to leave him out because he scored a goal. 17 minutes, 13 of 13 passing. Came on, won a couple tackles, won the ball. Thought he did quite well. You can see he gets up high, and he was up high, winning the ball, pressing the play. Garnacho, I think he's so good as an impact sub. And I'm not saying you have to relegate him to that, but he does so much better coming on as a substitute against tired legs. Draws the red over here, wins the goal here on that. Casemiro came on as center back, put in that really nice pass. Dalot, I thought, had a bad game. He was really struggling here. He was losing the ball a lot. He had 0 tackles. Oh, sorry, he did not have 0 tackles. He had 1 tackle. He was dribbled past, penalty committed. I thought he was really struggling in the first half, but it's interesting. As soon as he goes back on the right, he overlaps and creates a chance. And that's fairly telling to me, of the type of, thing that we should have. So anyway, we controlled the game really well here. In general, a positive performance. De Ligt, my man of the match on that. I think that Rashford and Ahmad are our wingers now. I think the biggest concern I have is this. A lot of positives, but the biggest concern I have is this. Zirkzee was so important to dropping in and adding men to the midfield. Ugarte will help with the out of possession stuff, but the gaps and the avoidance of the midfield is still really bad. It's still poor, When we go back to that's still my biggest concern, is that we really don't do anything in the midfield. Here again, you look at this, we did not move through the midfield. We couldn't, and Zirkzee dropping in was the only midfield progression we had. Him drop in, push it to the sides. That's okay, but our midfield is not working, and that's going to struggle against better teams. So those are my thoughts on the game. That's what that would be my concern right now when I look at it and say, this is what's not working for us. And I think against better teams, it's going to be tougher. But we have Barnsley. We have Palace. Yes, Barnsley a Tuesday, Palace Saturday, then 20 on Wednesday. All winnable games to get Ugarte involved, to see how he helps and get this going. But my concern is it's going to get worse with Højlund instead of Zirkzee. And it's not an insult. I'm talking style. Højlund's a good finisher, better finisher for sure than Zirkzee, better goal scorer. But stylistically, without Zirkzee's dropping in there into the midfield, with how the midfield is playing, I don't see good things. I think it's going to be really tough for us to build up the play and get possession. So that would be my main concern. I think the out of possession will get a little bit better with Ugarte, but the setup is just not working in the midfield still. So yeah, positives. When we slow the play down, we still create better chances, good goals, good creation of chances, I thought, when we were there. Some good defending performances, good from Onana. Bad was the midfield still for me. Really concerning. We could have been down a lot. We were getting run through and controlled until we scored goals and they started making mistakes. So those are concerning things because it was just Southampton, and even Palace is going to be a lot tougher than that. Barnsley, no excuses there, obviously, but that would be my concern. Is still that midfield. And as you start to make changes with Zirkzee, front line, all of that, without that support in the midfield, I think it's going to really struggle to progress the ball. So, yeah, good and bad, but a good win. And we needed that. And maybe, let's see over the next few easier games, the easier fixtures, if we can build on it and come out the other end with something that looks good. But that was an important one to get under our belt. Okay, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoy your weekend now, and I will see you in the next video.